Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 8. I'm going to take a couple minutes here to go over the agenda with you for this week. There is some slightly important information on that. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware of not only what you are going to cover this week, but also that extra information that's included on the week 8 agenda. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the agenda here. There we go. All right. So of course, first thing you'll have to do is take the week 8 attendance quiz. Once you do that, you'll be able to access the lessons and assignments for week 8. Keep in mind that the questions on the week 8 attendance quiz come from the material that we covered in week 7. So if you are a little behind, you're going to want to catch up so that you can not only take the week 8 attendance quiz, but also because we're moving on with the lessons that we covered in week 7 here in week 8. So in week 7, we started talking about writing actual essays, because so far the first half of the term, it was just one single standalone paragraph that we were working on. Now we're sort of switching gears and learning more about how to create an actual essay. Last week, we talked about introductory paragraphs and thesis statements. This week, we are going to talk about the rest of the essay, right? So you want to catch up from week 7 for a variety of reasons. But once you do take that week 8 attendance quiz, you'll have access to the lessons and assignments here in week 8. The first thing you'll see is, of course, a quick review of week 7. And then we have our first lesson on body paragraphs. So there's a PowerPoint that is sort of a review of the first 3 steps of writing, bases 1 through 3, right? And then we have a handout and a video that covers body paragraphs and transitions. It's a super important lesson that you really need to go through, because when you work on your final exam essay for week 10, you're putting together multiple paragraphs now. We've learned about traditional topic sentences when you have just a single paragraph, but when you have an essay and you have multiple paragraphs, that topic sentence now has to include a transition. So please go through that lesson on body paragraphs. It really goes through what small changes need to be made when you're going from a single paragraph to an essay. And then, of course, we have concluding paragraphs, because we have to know how to end our essay. So make sure you go through the handout and watch the video for conclusions. Homework for week 8 here. It says to review chapter 16. Again, it's just a review. Then we have journal 8. Make sure that you watch the video in the assignment instructions and try to have that completed by Sunday night. Then we have week 8 assignment 1, sample essays. Please watch the video in those instructions. It's going to look complicated at first. It's really not, but it's going to look different than a lot of the other assignments that you've done so far throughout the term. Just the setup meaning. So make sure you watch the video located in those assignment instructions so you know exactly how you're supposed to complete this one. And then try to have that completed by Sunday night. We have the week 8 discussion. There'll be a video located in the discussion instructions explaining what that discussion is all about. Try to have your first post up by Thursday night so that everyone has plenty of time and options to choose from so that they can respond to 2 classmates by Sunday night, right? And then this is sort of the extra little added piece here for week 8. This right here, our reminder of the late work deadline. Week 8 is the last week you can submit late work from weeks 1 through 7. Okay, any late items from weeks 1 through 7 must be submitted by Sunday of week 8 this week. If you wish to receive points for them, there's only 2 assignments so far that you are required to submit to pass the class, and that's writing assignment 1 and writing assignment 2. The evaluation paragraph and the compare contrast paragraph. Hopefully by now, I have touched base with you and you have both of those submitted. If you don't, those need to be your first priority, because at the end of week 8, I won't accept them. And if you have a 0 on either one of them, you will not pass the course, right? But assuming that everybody has at least submitted those two big items, if you are missing any smaller assignments from weeks 1 through 7, you still have the option of submitting them late, but only until this Sunday. After Sunday of week 8, I will not accept anything from weeks 1 through 7. Okay. Keep in mind the late work policy is going to apply. So choose wisely which items you're going to go ahead and submit late, right? All right. Just in case anyone's wondering, I added this here. The work for week 8 can be submitted late during week 9, but I will only accept late work from week 8 during week 9. So if we get into week 9 next week and you're trying to submit something from week 6, I won't accept it because the deadline for weeks 1 through 7 is this week, week 8, right? But I don't want to leave any confusion there because, now we're in week 8. Okay, I'm catching up and I'm turning in stuff from weeks 1 through 7, but now I got behind on week 8. Does that mean I can't submit it because the late work deadline has passed? No. You can submit items from week 8 during week 9. I will still allow that. Okay. Now, as for the week 8 discussion, that's a little different because normally all of your discussions stay open an extra full week. And you're only getting half credit if you're posting during that week, but it's a full week that you get to post late. For the week 8 discussion, I will only leave it open until Wednesday of week 9. So you do not get a full extra week to post late to the week 8 discussion. You only get until Wednesday of week 9. So there is still some opportunity to post late for half credit, but not the full week like it has been. We're just getting too close to the end of the term. And, not only do you need to make sure you're caught up so that you can go into the last, week and a half of the term, ready to focus on the final exam essay, but so do I, right? So these policies are put in place to help you make sure you're on track by the time we get to, that last big item, the final exam essay. And it's also to make sure that I can focus on grading the last items from the term. Because remember, week 10 is a very short week. It only goes till Thursday, and then final grades have to be submitted by Sunday. So this late work policy is put in place to help both of us. All right. If you have any questions about late work or about anything here in week 8, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. Otherwise, you are free to go ahead and get started.